All right, welcome back to Day Traders. It is a beautiful and sunny day today here in PA. Once again, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and I hope you're out there enjoying this beautiful afternoon and what we call life. And if you haven't, take a second, take a minute, be thankful, be grateful. That being said, let's get into today's trade recap. And you see off morning open, we straight rip a little over 100 points. We then reject off of a key level of 30,453 or that 450 range. And the reason why I say that is if you look left to where we were previously, former resistance has become support. So until we break down, okay, so we reject at that key level, and we reject hard and fast. And I know Flowzone, who I was watching at the time, was trying to short down in here and then catch even here. I personally was not looking short because I've been caught on these days. Just given we've been very bullish, war talks, peace deals, and we were getting to a level where, again, if you look left, we have defended this level the past, what, 3-4 days. So I was comfortable taking a long entry, and I had planned to add one here and one here. I was going to give myself even larger of a stop than I typically would, just given I thought in between this range we would see a very we would see a pop either up or down, just given the volume. Those are typically what I have marked from following some professional traders of what these key levels are, where you see on the AVP where the volume comes in. So, I mean, if you look at, okay, key level here, we extend out a little bit. You could argue previous day for the high, boom, key level. We have 30,480 key level volume. Could say the Asia Open volume. Money flow point of control, which is the value price given the past couple sessions, a little bit of volume, Asia low, New York open, volume, and then at this level, volume. So I felt comfortable going long here. The plan was to add and to add, and then I would take these two contracts off here once we got back up. But I wanted to get one on here because I have missed moves like this. So I was essentially looking nothing crazy. I was gonna take from here to the Asia Open, and even this key level right here. As you see, support became resistance. And again, until you get up and over this point, you could still be very bearish and break down on the day. So that would have been my take profit level right in here in this range. I instead take about 20 points on this pop, and I was early. We were red. We were teetering back and forth, which I didn't have a lot of confidence. It wasn't an A plus setup for me, but just given the fact that I've missed these moves, and these are points where high volume comes in, it's going to break either down or up. And considering, we're red, starting to flatten out, we defend once, twice, three times a lady for all my 80s and 90s babies. But like, we defend this entirely. So, I took one long here. Could have had about 150 points. Ended up taking about 20. Tried getting out between 27 and 30 points, which is due to slippage and closing out. Got about 18, 20 points. And then just hindsight would have been good to get back in here when we're going green from the teal on the TTM. We're basing off that Bravo SMA 9, our simple moving average of the 9. But I just didn't have the confluence I wanted, and we were rejecting above. And again, we were thin, rejecting, and then this was new, something pop. So I went to short this. I actually missed this in here. I took a little break, had to take a phone call, threw a load of laundry in, came back, and just because of, and this is why we always talk about, it's not about trying to time the market, it's about time in the market. And there's been plenty of days where John has tried to short heavy on very bullish days. As you see, yes, we break down a little bit, but we pretty much from the previous session defended that level and rode up the entire day. So we're very bullish. So rather than try to go for a big move, I took about 15 points. Didn't really love how we were moving, breaking down back and forth to 5 to 1 minute. And at that point on the day, I was 33 points into the positive. That's a great day. If I'm playing normal size, that's about $250, $300 on 5 micros. If you're playing one mini, you're looking at $600-700 somewhere in there. So while I only made about $80 playing one micro long and one short, I've been trying to work on the execution of the entries, the risk management, and focus on my process over profits. And as long as we continue to do that, when we start to size back up, and I will this week, we'll start getting back to 2 or 3 cons and then 3 to 5 to give myself room as we build this buffer. But then again, the rest of the day, you could argue take it in here. I didn't love my signals with SOXL and then oil. Very choppy given the war, and anything can happen, as you can see. So I was done for the day. We'll come back for the Asia session. Great way to start the week. 33 points to the plus side. Phenomenal entry. This is probably the best entry I've had the last 6 months of timing the bottom in terms of taking that, not necessarily bet, but the probability of, if we defend this multiple times, probability tells me we're going to defend it again, especially since we've been overall very bullish, and this is more so a minor pullback than a major retracement. So that's why that was the thesis, and I should have held. It was never broken. But I did think we were going to probably reject lower, even off the Bravo. I thought we might reject and I could add back in. Never did. That's okay. Once in a while it just goes, and then you see we just continue to grind up all day. So again, not a great day, a good day. 33 points to the plus side, focused on process over profits, and staying solvent, and sacrificing some of that short-term profitability for that long-term gain in that system, and making sure we have that system and we are following the proper channels, the proper protocols, the proper rules, and staying within our defined systematic rules-based approach. And I believe I did that very well today. I controlled really the one and only thing you can control and bring to the market, and that is you and your mindset. I was very calm. And some of that was just more so trying to detach from the process and the money and things like that, in terms of, you put all this time, all this effort in. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, I want to be right more than I want to make money, because you put a lot of time in and a lot of effort, and you want to see your system be correct, be right. Did my screen just pop off on me? That being said, traders, I appreciate you. We're having a